What's up, Gear Mortals? Trey Xavier here. On today's edition of Gear God's Quality Control, it's tiny, it's mean, it's so mean! It's the Engl Ironball Special Edition. I love it when things are tiny and cute, but so vicious. You know, like the noisy cricket from the first Men in Black movie. And the Ironball Special Edition is all that and more. It is a veritable Swiss Army knife of sounds. It's a 2-channel, 20-watt head that is absolutely filthy with features. This rig here with just the head and a MIDI foot switch could be your entire rig. Because it has a built-in load box and IR loader, I'm going just direct right now, and this is how it sounds. On top of that, it's got a built-in delay, reverb, noise gate, and a gain boost, all of which can be switched through MIDI. I'm using this Black Star Live Logic MIDI foot switch, but you can also do it through MIDI switching, like synced up to your backing tracks or whatever. To demo the amp today, I'm going to be using this outrageously sick new guitar from Ibanez. This is a Prestige RGDR 4427 FX, and we're gonna kick it off with the only riff that matters. The Trey Xavier patented amp test riff. Here we go. So this is just the amp that you're hearing. I am going straight from my guitar into the amp, and that's it. I'm not boosting it with anything. I'm not miking up a cab. This is just the head. Having an amp that sounds great is one thing, but having one that does everything you need it to do while sounding great is another thing entirely. And that's why the SE part of the amp is so important. The Special Edition, what's so special about it? There are a lot of things about this amp that make it special. These switches here cover most of it. There's also a bunch of stuff on the back that I will show you in a bit, but all of it comes together to be an extraordinarily flexible live amp. For example, this patch right now, all it has is the noise gate. Now when I switch over to my lead patch, it turns off the noise gate so that I don't get choked off notes. It adds delay and reverb, turns on the master volume boost and the gain boost. So I get more gain, more volume, ambience, no noise gate. All with the push of one button. I switch over to my clean patch, I've got just delay and reverb and nothing else. I'm gonna mess around with the reverb a little bit. Here's dry. Just a little. Crank it up a bit. Give it a ton. Woo. nice sounding reverb. Of course, there's only one sound, but I don't use a ton anyways. Now I'm gonna mess around with the EQ a little bit and see what different kinds of sounds we can get out of it. I'm gonna set everything back to noon. So even just with everything at noon, it sounds outrageously good. Let's try the old scoop, the old Metallica scoop. Let's try it with a ton of mids and a bunch of treble. Crank the mids all the way up. Damn! Something like that. Yeah, that puts a bit more booty in it. What about like a mild scoop? Let's check out the presence control. Very powerful presence control. It sounds pretty awesome throughout the entire range of all of the EQs, even in the pretty extreme settings. Let's just turn everything all the way up. Kind of sounds like Fear Factory, actually. Now I'm gonna flip her around so that we can take a look at the backside. First up, we've got this super handy power soak feature that gives you 20, 5, or 1 watts, or in the speaker off position, which is how we've had it this whole time, it's 0 watts. Over here, we've got the IR selector mode that allows you to choose between 8 different cab IRs. 3 of them come preloaded. I'll show you what those sound like. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. And then the third one. This is the one I've been using most of the time for this sound. And then all the other ones are for you to load in your own cab IR, because right now they're empty, and you get this sound. Not good. Here we've got the effects loop, which you can save on or off per preset. Right here, there's a USB connector so that you can connect to your computer and upload IRs. There's a MIDI in where the magic happens that allows you to switch between all the different presets, and a bunch of internal controls that you can't access on the front panel, such as the ability to do tap tempo on your foot switch. Then we've got these 3 knobs for the delay sound. There's also a super handy headphone output. Then there's a single knob that controls the reverb and the threshold control for the noise gate. Then there's a pre or post button for the IR output, thusly. All right, while I've got it turned around, I'm gonna mess with the delay setting and hear what that sounds like. Turn the mix all the way down first. All the way up. Okay, and turn the time down. Little slap back going. Or nearly too long to be usable. And then the feedback amount, all the way from 1 single repeat. To a lot. That does pretty much everything I want a delay to do, and considering that almost no tube amps have a delay built in at all, that's pretty amazing. So as I have hopefully now demonstrated, the ENGL Ironball Special Edition is an amazing little amp that has tons of features that make it super useful in a live setting. I would absolutely take just these two things and play a whole gig with it. Well, I'd also need a tuner, but what are you gonna do? It's got basically everything else. The reason that I use modelers live is because they're incredibly convenient, okay? It's got all of the sounds in there that I need, and they're really, really easy to access. But honestly, I think the Ironball SE might be giving my modelers a run for their money when it comes to live performance, because it is a real tube amp that sounds amazing, and it has all of that stuff in there that I need. No, it doesn't have every kind of delay, every kind of reverb, a bunch of different options for all of this stuff, but the ones that are in there sound really good, and it's just as easy for me to use it as it is on a modeler, and I don't have to bring a separate unit for that. Suffice to say that I am extremely impressed with this amp, with both the sounds and the versatility, and everything about it is pretty much exactly what I would look for in an amp, and not a whole lot left to be desired. So if you're interested in picking one of these up, check out the links in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Big thanks to Engl for sending this over for me to try out. If you're interested in learning every single scale on the guitar in a 60-minute lesson, I have got a special link in the description below where you can get my Relationships course where I'm gonna teach you just that. And leave a comment in the comment section letting me know what you thought of this super sick little amp. And I'll see you real soon.